Welcome to Community America Ballpark. We're in one of the suites, the Willie Mays Suite, here at Community America Ballpark. It's wintertime, but we're with a guy you might have seen once or twice on Royals broadcast here these last few seasons, but Rex Hudler, and Rex just happens to be out here at the ballpark today, and this is your first time out at Community America Ballpark. Well, I mean, granted, we want to get you out here during a game at some point to see it with stands full, but what do you think about this our little minor league park here?
Matt, it's beautiful. Being raised in minor league ballparks like this in my career early, from 17 till I was 28 years old, my dream was to be a major leaguer, but it just wasn't happening. So I spent a lot of time in ballparks like this, and I tell you, I have a very good affection for this. As I walked in and I pulled in the parking lot, I saw it, I looked how beautiful it looks, very modern. And then as I walked into the gate, I was drawn to the field, like I always was. I was always drawn to the field. And look at how beautiful it is here in November. The grass looks nice. Your stands. I like your aesthetics, the batting cages in the back, your sponsorship. I look at things differently than most people do. But I'm very impressed with what you guys have here for the T-Bones and for the people in Kansas City.
So we'll need to get you out here at some point, maybe during the 2015 season.
Yeah, we can work that out. But look, dude, coming right now, when wintertime has already set in, is good for me. Because that's when I can see the ballpark naked. And that's when I can really feel the ballpark.
And I will say that maybe we'll try to get a quick little shot of the field, but the field is very green, especially here in early November. So, I mean, we could go out and play on it right now.
It's impressive. Now, I don't know. I saw your 300 mark down the left field line. I could reach that.
I was going to say,
and I looked at your gap at 411 out there. Oh, man, I'd have to hit it twice.
Well, but we have our mini monster at 17 feet. Do you think you get over that?
Yeah, get a little height, get it up underneath that ball. You could put it over that fence for sure. But I like your short wall in right field now. Yeah. Now, if you're a left-handed hitter, you got to like that. And if you're a right fielder, you got a chance to go over that wall and make a catch.
We've had that happen a couple times.
Oh, I can't wait to see it this next summer, 2015 coming.
So let's talk about 2014 because Kansas City really came alive, and for somebody like me who grew up here in the 70s and 80s and saw the great Royals teams and really what the Ellert family saw when they moved the T-Bones here to Kansas City, just what a great baseball town this is, and we've seen that really blossom over this last month or so.
Oh, didn't we? That's the thing now, sitting here in November, just a couple of weeks away from that wonderful run that the Royals had. That's the thing I'm most proud of, is how the whole world has seen our city of Kansas City. Now, I've only been here for 3 years, but I can say it's mine because we live here. I moved my family here. We're invested into the city and the community, but I love the good things that happened. I loved the fact that the city showed itself so well. Sung Woo, the kid from Korea, out of nowhere, some kid, our city adopted one guy from Korea. I mean, do you think any other major city in America would do something like that? It just showed the kindness, and especially by going to the World Series and the whole world watching how we treated the Giant fans. I mean, just little things. The little things sometimes go a long way in life, and the fact that this city showed off is the manners, not to mention the great baseball team. Okay, that's the best baseball team in the world right there. The Giants beat the Royals with a great pitcher. They weren't a better team. So the city has a lot to be proud of. I'm extremely excited to have a little small part of that, being their broadcaster during the summer. What a blessing that is, and how much fun it is to be able to feel the energy from the people. And I knew that. My very first year, we lost 90 games in 2012. That was a tough year, but I could feel the energy. I knew it was here. And so I went home after that season and asked my wife, honey, do you mind moving to Kansas City with me? Because they're going to win here. They're going to win, and I could feel it. And so it's really great to see it happen. 7 games, 90 feet away from tying that game up. It's going to happen in the near future, so we just got to keep believing.
So Denny Matthews and I talked a few times late in the season, and as he says, and he talked about this on the air, that when it's your time, when it's your year, you're going to win, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. It's basically what he'd say. And he said there were certain clues you could see that, we see teams winning games in odd ways during the year, but he said when it becomes a trend, like it did with the Royals here this summer, he said you could start to see clues that, hey, maybe this is our year. When for you did you realize, hey, this is a pretty good team? This is a team that could go to the postseason and make a pretty good run?
2012, the year they lost 90 games. one of the big reasons was I saw the nucleus of the young talent that Dayton Moore had assembled. Young guys, studs, guys that could drive the bus, guys that could step up. Hosmer, I saw Moustakis, I saw Salvi, Escobar, Lorenzo Kane, all the young talent they had. I saw that, but they were very young. They were boys then, and they've grown in a few short years to men. I saw that, and then the last game of 2012, our great owner, David Glass, came into the broadcast booth with Ryan Lefevre and I. Came into the booth, and he said, Ryan and Rex, I'm going to supply Dayton with the resources necessary to bring a pitching staff in here to complement these boys that are out there on that field. And we're going to win here. We got to change the environment from losing to winning. The only way we do that is with pitching. And that right there gave me the energy and the feel of we're going to win. And I'd never felt that before on a 90-loss season. And I played on a lot of teams like that, and I broadcasted for 11 years on some teams like that with the Angels. Usually it's negative the day after the season's over. It's a negative feel. Everybody wants to go home. They don't want anything to do with baseball. But when I got in my car and drove to MCI here in Kansas City that next day after the 2012 season, I felt a positive energy. There was energy on the radio, on our radio shows and stations. People were talking about, did you hear Mr. Glass? Did you hear him? He's positive. He knows about his team. We're going to win here. That set the whole tone. And then the next year in 13, they won. They were 10 games over 500. I saw them develop it. The back end of that bullpen, I knew that they had some weapons there. But I'm going to tell you what, when they started scoring runs in bunches this year in 2014, they frenzy-style hit in those one innings, and they would feed off of one hit, a lousy doinker. And they would feed the next guy, hit, knock him in. We saw that the whole year long. And like Denny Matthews said, there were little trends set along the year. The starting pitching is number one. The defense was number two. And to me, the timely hitting was off the charts. And that's what we saw.
Now, let's go. You've mentioned 2012 a couple of times. So let's mention that year, because you came in replacing Frank White. And, you know, obviously it's worked out well for the T-Bones because Frank is now one of our coaches. But you replace somewhat of a guy a fan favorite, a Hall of Famer. At first, the fans maybe didn't warm up to you quickly, but it seems like over these last couple of years that you and the fans have really developed a rapport.
Matt, first of all, you don't replace Frank White. You don't replace Paul Splittorff. Yeah. No, you don't. That doesn't happen. I filled in because they asked me to. I had experience in broadcasting, 11 professional seasons, and during that year, a world championship during that run in 2002 with the Angels. So I had some experience about that. But it was very difficult in this marketplace in Midwest, never having played for this team. Right. For the fans. It was hard for the fans. Not so much it was hard on me, but it was hard on the fans for a new voice, a new guy, especially a character and a personality like mine. Mm-hmm. So it was a tough adjustment. We lost the first 10 home games of the season. Have you ever been a part of a team that lost their first 10 games?
Sitting around them.
Yeah, that's hard. Yeah. You're going to accidentally win one or two of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But I could feel that it was not going good. The fans were turning around. They were looking up at the broadcast booth. They're saying, he's the reason. It was really tough for the fans. And then for me, I knew that eventually it would take some time, that they would start to understand me. But it didn't happen on my timetable. Mm-hmm. So the half of the season's over in 2012. Management called me in of the Royals and said, where's the guy we hired? And I went, he's here. They go, well, we haven't heard that positive energy and that whole thing we hired you for. And I said, out of respect, sir, they can only take a half a dose of HUD right now. Okay, half a dose is all they can handle. Okay, so they can't handle a full dose. I'm giving them a half a dose. That's all right now. Once they start winning, they're going to figure me out a little bit better. Yeah. I'll be able to give them a full dose. But so later in the season, they started winning a little more. So I started coming out a little bit more. But still, it wasn't until they won. And that's really proper. I mean, I'm going to stay in my seat. I'm going to try to teach the game to the people. But it was an adjustment period. And now the fans understand that win or lose, it's Major League Baseball. It's a game. It's not life or death. It's not a war. So for me to be happy to come to the ballpark, isn't that natural? Wouldn't you be if you had a job like mine? Oh. So I prepare myself like a player, and I come into that ballpark, and I'm already know what I'm facing, that pitcher, how I'm going to face him. so I can tell that to the people and share them. And then, of course, some of the different terms that I use, who's driving the bus, and you got to go. All those things were just developed, and I learned that through baseball. They're not necessarily my sayings, but they were just developed, or I'm not afraid to bring them on the air because I want to teach people baseball. That's the whole idea by that. It's not to make me sound different or to put me up, because it's not about me. Can I enhance the product? Can I help sell for the team? Can I help the fan base and let them get energized and get charged about baseball? Because really, they should. It's the greatest game in the world.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so speaking of the game, last thing we need to ask you about, because Jeff Houston here with our T-Bones in our marketing department, he pulled out an old video game, MLB The Show, I think it was, from 2010, and he told HUD the story this morning that I guess as he pulled out this game a couple weeks ago, he's playing it and he realized that color analyst on these games, on this video game, sounds familiar. It was you.
That's unbelievable. You know what? It was so fun. What another opportunity, another blessing to be able to share baseball with people through a video game. But I could do more in the video game than I can live.
Really?
Yeah, because live, I'm always wondering about how the wives take, how I critique their husbands' play. Yeah. The families are the most sensitive, so you're real careful. But in the video game, I could say, "Come on, swing the bat. That looked horrible. Let's go. I've seen better swings on a gate." So it was fun. I could actually expand and have fun. I could rag on the players and have a little bit more fun with them. So for me, for 5 years doing that Sony game, I loved it, and that's the response I wanted. What I got from Jeff, he had fun.
Well, he said HUD was kind of dogging on me because it was early in the game, and I guess he struck out on 3 pitches, and you said something like, "Come on, let the guy warm up a little. Let's get him getting in a groove a little bit."
Let's go. Come on. Yeah. But anyway, it was really fun. Now that since the opportunity has gone away, but look at this opportunity here in Kansas City that's opened up, and it's been a huge blessing for me and my family. We're excited. I have 4 children that are all loving this whole thing, the whole process, being at the World Series, the postseason, getting to sit in the stands with the people. It really gave me a chance to bond with them and to hang out and to high-five them and let them know I'm real. It's not some kind of act that I have. It's just a real love of baseball and people. I love people and I love life. And so why not? And just really been fun, and we're looking forward to it again next year.
Okay, so next year we will, 2015, we will work it out to where we'll get you out here at some point.
Yeah, that'll be good. Just don't tell anybody; they won't show up.
No, I think they'll show up. I think they'll show up. He's Rex Hudler. Thanks for coming out here. Thanks for doing this today.
Matt, love being with you, especially here at this ballpark where no one's at it. That's the best time to be able to see a ballpark.
So let's. I'm gonna try to turn this around a little bit. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I don't know if you can. Oh, there you go. You get a little bit of it. See, pretty green. There we go. He's Rex Hudler. I'm Matt Fulks. Thanks for watching, and come out to the ballpark at some point.